Hi everyone, I'm Sandy Oliver and I'm going to be your English 002 instructor this term. We are going to get started on January 23rd and run until May 6th. And this is a self-paced class, but you do have um, deadlines and things to do. It's just a matter of when do you do it? That's all up to you. Okay, so I'm going to walk through the syllabus and such like we would do if we were in a seated class on the first day. So if you haven't printed or saved the syllabus to your device, go ahead and pause me and go do that and then come back because you're going to need it for this. Okay, I am, like I said, Sandy Oliver. This is English 002 Spring 2024. And most of the stuff on the first page is stuff you see on every first page that you get, right? Our class, because it is considered a transitional class, we have what's called lab hours. And what that really means is that you're kind of on your own as far as when you do your work, how long you spend each day, and what you get done at the end. And because it's a self paced class, the numbers there are for you to kind of aspire to. 6 hours a week would be enough to get everything done um, from units 1 through 10. Okay, if you diligent every week, six hours a week, great. Um, what I do that's a little bit different is I tell you, you have to post at least one gradable item every week in order to get your attendance. And so we'll talk about that a little bit more when we get further into the syllabus, but that's the goal for every week. Something that gets graded, which is a rough draft, a final draft, or the assessment, and the growth mindset. So we're going to walk through all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, Sandy Oliver here. You have my telephone number. Please text me rather than call me. Um, I don't answer the phone very often, and a text I will see and answer you back right away. If we need to talk, we can, but I tend to, in these all online classes, I tend to want you to think about, okay, this is the mode you chose, so here we go. We're going to try to do everything we can online by email or text. I'm more than happy to answer questions and answer questions and answer questions. So you have access there on the first page to our Moodle class, and that's something that I'm going to kind of walk through as well in just a minute here, or maybe two or three. This course is a transition English. It counts as credits for your financial aid, but doesn't count um, as it doesn't check off any boxes for your degree, and it doesn't check off any numbers for that either. So just keep that in mind. You can retake the class, and whatever you finished goes with you into that next one. So if this is your second time through and maybe you only finished through, I don't know, Unit 2. So you're going to start with Unit 3 and move from there. It's one of the good things. The learning outcomes at the bottom of page 1. Basically, we're trying to get you ready for college writing. And part of that is knowing how to read an assignment, knowing how to follow an assignment, um, making sure that you have good context, good grammar, good punctuation, that kind of stuff. So we're going to practice lots of things. And part of this, of course, is um, what's often referred to as code switching. You need to be able to write in academic language, not because what we speak at home, what you speak at home is bad. It's just that this is the standard and this is what we're doing. So get with it. It'll be fine. We don't really have a textbook. Everything you do in class is contained in the class. We will talk about this thing called NROC software. It is basically our writing class all together there. And it's going to help you by giving you some pre-reading and pre-writing to do, but also help you write the actual papers. If you take the journaling seriously and do what you're asked to do, really what you're asked to do, then most of that will funnel right into your paper. So you're going to write your paper via these journals and then basically just pop it into the spots. And then do some zhuzhing, as we say. Do some polishing and revising so that you can have a good finished product. Okay. Everything that is for the class is already in the class, although it would be helpful for you to have a dictionary or a dictionary app near you. Sometimes the articles are college level, and sometimes they have more complex words in them than what we're used to using every day. So dictionary is a good thing. So our our class, sorry, page 2 gives you a whole bunch of stuff about first day complete opt-out information. Does not apply to us. Okay. Our class is the software, so it's not something you can opt out of. Let's see. We are totally online. There are lectures, there are videos. There are 3 videos in the general information for the course. This one, and then 2 others that are made by other folks a few years ago for basically getting you into the class and getting you into the software and all that kind of fun stuff. They're optional, but they're good. I tend to be a pretty thorough student, so if there's things there that say this might be helpful, I take advantage of that. I would encourage you to do the same. Our course will Passing our course will allow you to take English 111 or English 110, and depending upon how many units you finish. Now, the system's going to give you a grade, okay? And really, the grade is okay. It's a grade, but it's not what we go by. So you can have a 98 and still have to take the course again, because your 98% would be so you finished units 1 and 2. And you did really well in those 1 and 2, but that's all you got done in the semester. And so you have to get at least 6 units done to pass. And those 6 units done will get you into English 110, or it will get you into English 111 with the companion class. If you want to go into English 111 and just be done with companion classes and that kind of stuff, then you need to finish all 10. I would encourage you to finish all 10, period, because a lot of times we don't have seats available in those companion classes. So it's better, and you'll learn more, obviously, finishing all through Unit 10. So we have 2 different ways to pass, okay? A P1, a Tier 1, is you got Units 1 through 6 done with at least an 80% in both the writing and the assessments. That gets you, like I said, that gets you into English 110 or English 111 with the companion course. Units 1 through 10 finished gets you a P2, and that lets you go straight into English 111 without a companion class. Okay. It also makes you eligible for other classes that you have to be ready for 111, English 111 to get into. So that's a whole different thing. You can talk to your advisor about that. We don't have an exam, final or otherwise. We have unit assessments, and that's it. So don't worry about that. The last day to withdraw from this class is April 25th. You can complete a student drop form, and there's a link there in the syllabus if you're still online, obviously. There's also a link in self-service. Okay, so I can drop you, and this is the part of the attendance thing. I am supposed to drop you if you miss more than 2 weeks of the class. And doesn't have to be in a row. And everything counts from January 23rd to May 6th. Okay, I can do a drop anytime in there. okay, before April 25th when you're allowed to drop by. I can, if you have not done any work in the class for 2 weeks and you won't respond to my emails, I'll send an aviso. I try really hard to make sure that you know what's going on, and then after that, it's just gone. Okay, and you have to take the class again. So for developmental classes, that's what we are, English 002. You're required to attend 85% of the time that we're supposed to be in class. Now, I'm an English major, not a math major, and not to say that I'm bad at addition and that kind of stuff. My thought on this is that you need to be making progress every week in the class. As long as you do that, as long as you're making progress every week in the class, I'm not going to drop you. Now, if you do a bunch and then you're gone for 3 weeks, chances are you're going to get dropped from the class. So, college means progress every week. Every week. Okay, with the exception of spring break, which is March 4th through 11th, I think is the right time here. Let's see. Yes, 4th through 11th. Okay. 4th through 8th, 4th through 11th, whatever. Anyway, that first real week in March, we're not here. Okay, so the first thing you have to do in class is take the required enrollment activity. I think it's REA. Anyway, it's a little syllabus test, so look at the syllabus, walk through this, be happy, take the REA, and then you have the rest of the semester to finish your 10 units. No biggie. There is on page 5 in the syllabus, there's a couple of things for the progression, what I expect or what I recommend for you to be doing to get through all 10 of the units or 6 of the units. Obviously, you get a little bit more time in each unit if you're only going to do 6. My advice to you, my encouragement is to work towards getting all 10 units done and see what happens, okay? That whole, if you shoot for the stars, you might hit the moon. Once we hit week 2, at the end of week 2, so the first week, like I think it's it's February 2nd. If you haven't made any progress in the course, you're going to see a 0 for your Unit 1 stuff. Doesn't mean anything other than, hey, pay attention. And you can always, do Unit 1, those zeros will go away, everything goes on from there. So once we hit week 3, basically it's a unit a week, okay? Unit 6 needs a couple of weeks, and then the others I try to give, there's a 2-week for them because the papers are longer, okay? It takes longer to write them, right? And so we go from there. We do keep track from class to class. So if you were in English 002 last semester or over the summer and you're coming back to it now, I should have the list and I can know where you're going to start. And excuse me. And if you think that you have finished through, Unit 4, but I have you starting Unit 4, let me know what's going on. I'm only going on what your instructor posted, so we occasionally there's been a mistake there, so we'll talk about it. Okay, page 6 starts the academic resources upswing for online tutoring. The Academic Success Center, they are very good at helping you figure things out on the computers. There is a computer lab at the library and at the Academic Success Center, sorry. The help desk, the IT help desk here at Robeson is amazing. They can fix pretty much everything. So go talk to them if you're having troubles. We are committed to academic integrity. Basically, do your own work. Don't copy somebody else's. Don't use a chat GPT or any other kind of AI. Um, you are here in college to better yourself, to learn, to figure things out, and um, you don't need to sabotage that with cheating. So don't do that. All the policies and stuff, you have links to them on our online syllabus at the bottom of page 6. And then things about non-discrimination and all of that. If you had an IEP in high school, and you want you need those kinds of accommodations in order to do your best work, by all means go talk to Miss Moore over in the counseling and testing center in the student center. She is, let's see if they give me her number. Yes, in the on page 7 at the top, there is her email, smore@robeson, and then her phone number on campus. Talk to her, see what we can do. Now, I will tell you, for English 002, we are already accommodated. Everything is both online, and you have written transcripts, you have things that will read it to you. It's all very accommodating. Our tests are not timed. Well, they are timed, but it's like 5 hours for 20 questions, so you're good. Anyway, don't let the idea of an IEP or whatever squash you. Um, in college, when you get your transcript, there is no marking there that says, oh, and by the way, like your IEP is one of the things that marks on your high school transcripts. But college, no, we don't do that. So if you need the accommodations, by all means get them, because they're never going to count against you. It's kind of the long and short of it. If you haven't already taken the Safe Colleges training, you'll get prompted in an email for that. Otherwise, no news is good news. So the big deal, and the thing I get questions about all the time for this class is, why can't I move on? Part of that is because I am one person and you are many. And I have to check off and review every draft before you can do the next draft. So that's where things can slow down a little bit. I will tell you, I walk through all of my grading every day, Monday through Saturday. I miss the occasional Saturday if my husband has other plans for us. But Monday through Friday, definitely. Saturday, most of the time. And so if you do something, say you're working on the drafts, and I review draft 1, and then you finish draft 2 that same day, well, you're probably going to have to wait until tomorrow for me to look at that one so you can go on to the next. Anytime you find yourself waiting, make sure that you've done your assessment for that unit. And again, you have to wait for me to grade. There's always 2 or 3 pieces on there that are things I have to look at and grade. And so you have to wait for me to get that as well. Now, on the assessments, the system will let you take it again. Please don't do that. Go in, take it, move on. Okay, I'll get to it today or tomorrow, depending upon where we are. And then you can see. Because a lot of times I've had students take it 3 times, waste 3 hours of their life, kind of, sort of. And the first one was an 85, which is more than enough for you to move on. So take it once, wait for me to look at it. Same thing with the drafting. Do a draft. Just know that I'm going to get to it probably tomorrow. And then go work on some other classes. Come back. Okay? So we'll see how that goes. The other thing is, I will not open up more than 1 unit for you at a time. It's all set up in the course so that when you finish, the enrollment quiz, then you can get into Unit 1, okay? Or whatever unit you're supposed to start on. And then in Unit 1, you have to do the growth mindset activity first. And once you've done that, it'll open up the rest. You can go down and click on, click here to begin Unit 1, and that will get you into the writing section. And then, like I said, there's some pre-work, there's a review quiz. Take that until you get an 80 at least. And then there's the 3 drafts. Now you can do the GMA, the growth mindset, and all the way through to the first draft, the first day, if you want. And then the second day, do rough draft 2. The third day, do the final draft and the assessment. So it just depends upon how you want to do it. It take you 5 days, it take you 3 days, but be diligent, do what you have to do, and be patient with me because, like I said, there's one of me and a bunch of you, so I try really hard to get things done. I think that's all for you today. If you have questions, send me an email. I'd be more than happy to answer specifics for you, and we'll have a great semester. It's doable. Last semester, I had 5 students finish Unit 1 through Unit 10. Now, I had others who only did 1 unit for the whole semester, but you know, but it can be done. And I actually, last semester, I had 1 student finish before Thanksgiving. And it was a 14-week class. So she still had 4 more weeks to finish. So she did a unit every week all the way through. And it was good. So do what you can, do your best, do all you can, and we'll be fine. Okay. Let me know if you have questions. You know how to get a hold of me. You have my email.